Well, first grade, it's time to look at where you live. I mean, where you actually live. On the introduction, you'll see a globe, and I drew a red arrow that points to where we are on the globe. But let's look a little closer to where we live. On the very big globe, you saw a continent called North America, and then part of that looks like this at the bottom. You'll see where I showed the arrow where Florida is. That's the very bottom of the United States of America, which is on the continent of North America. But what we're going to look up right now is our state, just our state. If you remember in the story, the girl talked about where she lived on the planet Earth, then down to her country. That's our country right here, the United States of America. And then our state, which you'll see from this label, is Florida. I couldn't find a map that only had our town, but I wanted you to see where it was because on the next assignment, you're going to have to label the important things. The name of our state, which is Florida. Will you spell that with me? Look real close. It's Florida. Let's see if you can do that with me again. I'll circle it as we spell. Florida. We live in Florida. That's the name of our state. This whole country of ours right here that I circled, that's the United States of America. But we just are one of 50 states. See, I'll draw another arrow right there. That's where we are, and we're Florida. Our town is called Ocala, and I'm also going to highlight that, but I'm going to do it right here. You'll see the dot. I don't want to cover up the word. Ocala. That's capital O-C-A-L-A. Just 5 letters. Can you spell Ocala? Ready? O-C-A-L-A. You're going to need to know that. And I know there's so many other towns here. Maybe you can sit with your learning partner and talk about where you've been. I've been to Orlando. That's where Disney World and a lot of the resorts are. And in Tampa, I have family who lives there. I have family in Lakeland. And I'm sure you have people you know in all parts of the state, maybe the whole United States. You need to know where you live, though, because on the next assignment, they're not going to ask about Orlando. They're going to ask about Florida, the state you live in, and Ocala, because that's your town. Well, let's keep looking at a couple other things. One of the things we're looking at next is the bodies of water. That means we're surrounded by water. See all this blue? I'm going to draw squiggly lines. All this blue in here, that's water. That's surrounding Florida on 3 of our sides. We have land above us. You'll see where I show you with the green. There's land up here. I'm drawing our border. But underneath Florida and on both sides is all water. This water that surrounds us makes us a peninsula, but we have to know what these bodies are called. The first body of water that's to our, remember our compass rose, there's north, south, west, and east. There's north, there's south, west here, east here. So to the west is this body of water. It's called the Gulf of Mexico. Let's look at that. That's 3 words. Gulf, first word, of, second word, last word, Mexico. And then let's spell that together. You might have to get real close to the screen. The letters aren't big, but I'll spell it with you. That's G-U-L-F. 4 letters. O-F, 2 letters, then Mexico. M-E-X-I-C-O. So the name of this body of water is the Gulf of Mexico. You'll need to know that also on the next assignment. So if you don't remember it, go back and watch this video again. Now let's look to the east. And to the east, it's hard with all these words to see it, but there's an ocean labeled here. It's called the Atlantic Ocean. That's where Daytona Beach is. A lot of you like to go there. And a lot of the other beaches in Florida. Atlantic is spelled A-T-L-A-N-T-I-C. Atlantic. Ocean is O-C-E-A-N. That's the Atlantic Ocean. And you'll need to know that too. So let's review the 5 things you'll need to know for your next assignment. Number 1, you need to know you live in a state called Florida. See that arrow there? That's where we are. You'll need to know your town. It's called Ocala. And the big bodies of water around Florida to the west are the Gulf of Mexico, and to the east, the Atlantic Ocean. Next, let's take a look at your assignment. You're going to have a worksheet that looks just like this one that your learning partner is going to print for you. And it says Florida and the surrounding bodies of water. I'm going to read the directions. First, the directions say to label and color. You're going to label and color 5 things. You have 5 things you need to do to get 100% on this assignment. Number 1, you're going to color Florida green and label it Florida. We have to know what it's called. I didn't draw lines, so you're just going to write the name Florida somewhere on our state. You're going to color around Florida blue. And of course, I meant to tell you on the worksheet that that's the water. Okay, I'll write it here. But you're going to color the water that's around Florida blue. Don't color the land. Some of our states are above it, but that's all land. We're just going to color the water blue. Next, you're going to write the name of the body of water to the east of Florida. That's on this side, to the east. There you go. And next, you're going to write the name of the body of water that's to the west. That's the one on this side. Last, you're going to put a dot about where Ocala is. I'm not going to be too picky as long as you know about where it is. We're not at the top north part of the state. We're not at the south and the bottom. We're not on either coast. We don't have a beach by us. We're kind of in the middle. Put a dot about where Ocala is and label it Ocala. Be sure you spell it right. It is your town. Ocala. Don't forget, all of these words are proper nouns. They're names of things. Their state, our town, and the water. So we're going to make them with capital letters. All right, I think you've got this now. Go on to your next file to print it, and then turn it in when you're finished for an assignment grade. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.